Devils. Y'all back to answer more goddamn questions. First one at the top is from an anonymous paid question. What's up, King Devil? Question and suggestion for you. One, you recently had a vid about how patch vests or jackets were never called battle jackets by the OGs. I mean, somebody in the comments says that it was, but I never started hearing that term until 2010 up, which is newbie shit. So I'm wondering if this so-called tradition of only patching your vests or jackets with bands you've actually seen live is true metalist or newbie kiddo shit. Well, I mean, technically by definition, that was around since the 80s and people doing it, so I don't know if it's newbie kiddo shit, but a lot of it's the kiddos of today fucking doing, but there's nothing wrong with it. I just think that, well, I will say this is, a lot of kids of today, or even adults, I would say, that have jackets or vests with patches on them and shit like that, I know for a fact that they don't buy physical records and shit like that. And that to me is just a little asinine, because this I could say for certain, when patches first came back, again, I was there. I should know. We were probably, shit, I don't even know if I want to say probably. I want to say definitely selling more patches in the underground than anybody else for metal bands. Now, don't get me wrong. There's guys that have surpassed. That's all they sell is fucking patches. But I'm talking about in the years, because shit, we were still living in our parents' house. So probably starting 2002, 2003. In those fucking years, so look at whatever these companies, they want to say something else fucking stupid. Were you selling them then? And if so, you probably weren't selling more than us. But yes, there is companies and shit that sell way, 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 way more patches. That's all they do. They don't even sell records or shit like that. But what I'm getting at is when people were buying, patches weren't being sold by, it's a little different. So it's kind of, and again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just traditionally speaking, it was fucking true ass metal. So, for example, like Internal Bleeding wouldn't have a goddamn patch. That's not a patched band. All this brutal death metal bullshit, even some of which I like, even Dying Fetus and stuff, those weren't patch bands. Patch bands literally were Sadistic Intent, Nunslaughter, Possessed, Merciful Fate, Venom, Slayer, Hobbs Angel of Death, Destroyer 666, Gospel of Horns. Again, I know I was fucking there, so don't come in here and try to say anything fucking stupid. I saw the goddamn stats. I was the one counting those things out by the hundreds in retail goddamn sales. What do they all have in common? The people who are buying those guys all bought not only physical media, but 99 times out of 100, might be an exception to the rule, he was a CD or cassette guy only, especially if they're in Malaysia and shit like that, the poorer countries, all they bought was cassettes. That's what's funny is because cassettes, the only reason cassettes came back is because when they came back in the 2000s, it was for the poorer countries because you could get a full album for $6. Now they're like $12. They're more expensive than a CD. It's like, what the fuck? These things are completely pointless. Like, whatever. But what they all had in common is 99 times out of 100, again, outside the exception, the cassette guys only or CD guys, they all bought vinyl. Those are collective. Those are true metal bands. True metal bands put out vinyl records and patches. Now, again, it's spilled over to where, yeah, of course, now Internal Bleeding has fucking vinyls too, and patches, and everybody does. I'm just using them as examples. They're popping in my head, but like somebody like Dame Uborger or something, you didn't see someone with a battle vest in 2002, 2003. You did not see kids or young adults, whatever you want to say, walking around with patches and vests covered in bands like Dame Uborger, Children of a Bottom, and more, even like the Cannibal Corpses and shit like that. No, if they had them, it was underground kind of like fucking, or traditional 80s style fucking metal. And that they collect vinyl records as well. Now, why it's cringy as shit now is because a lot of it's like, it is newbie things. Like, again, it's just not to beat up on the same band. A band like Skinless, again, first two records are great. It wasn't a band that had patches. I don't know if they do now. Well, they probably do, but pretty much everybody does. That wasn't a band that put out vinyl records. Dude, why do you think that the first two albums never came out on vinyl until recent fucking times? Actually, the second one, has the second one even come out on vinyl? I'll picture this for sure. Why do you think they didn't come out back then? Do you know why? The reason being is because those people didn't buy vinyl records. Those weren't true goddamn metalists. Those were the guys that listen to Skinless, Cannibal Corpse and shit, again, outside others like myself that liked both. Like it was those were CD guys at fucking best. They weren't into underground like collectible stuff, limited vinyls and stuff like that, and patches. The true metal scene, spikes and leather and all, they just fucking weren't. Hence why do you think Cannibal Corpse Vile wasn't on didn't come out on the first vinyl pressing of that was Back on Black, and what was that? I don't know, 2010, some shit. It was easily a decade after. Why do you think that is? Skinless is not on vinyl. Mortician not on vinyl. Niles and all that stuff not on vinyl. Why do you think that is? Because that crowd didn't buy vinyl. Now it's spilled over to where they all fucking do, which is in one way good because a lot of that stuff I'm a fan of, and so I get to get it for myself, and it's good for business as well. So it's a catch-22, but part of it's eye rolling because it's just because with that again, I say it for a lot of things. The human race has not changed that much. The opinions of human races, the emotions, their interests, it doesn't change that goddamn much. In which case, I don't think a lot of these people, like if it's a Skinless Internal Bleeding fan, if he's got patches on his vest and he's buying vinyl records, I think the odds of him staying into this 20 years from now is slim to none. Not impossible, not guaranteed, not, but it's low likely. An Internal Bleeding fan, that's a guy that he listens to Korn, fucking Slipknot, Tupac, and the heavy shit he likes is Internal Bleeding and Skinless and Suffocation. Shoots hoops on the weekends and listens to digital downloads. Wears baggy fucking shorts and a goddamn and a Devourment t-shirt. That's them. That's not a metalist. That's just some wigger that so happens to like a few okay / good bands. So in that sense, it's the newbie kiddos. Yeah, like if he's walking around with a vest and he's got Internal Bleeding, Skinless, Suffocation, Devourments, Eternal Suffering, and that's what his patches are covered. Again, a lot of those, and I'm using a lot of those bands I own stuff by and like. That's not those aren't patch bands, those aren't vinyl bands, and those and the base of that fan base, again, unless you like that stuff and you like Gospel of Horns and you like Sadistic Intent, true fucking leather spikes and chains metal. If you don't like both, you in my opinion, you're a weekend warrior / fucking poser. And again, not because you fucking have to. It's just by default, every time I meet him, if I meet an Internal Bleeding Skinless fan and he does not like Sadistic Intent, Nunslaughter, and Gospel of Horns, doesn't even know it, has no interest, it's, I don't like this shit, bro. If he did hear it, I'm telling you, there's a 99% chance, fast forward to 20 years, he won't be into this at all. That's just my litmus test, and I'm just telling you, you fucking take that wherever you want. I'm sure the guys in Internal Bleeding, they say, this guy's a fucking idiot. Like, what is he basing that off of? Basing it off of fucking 28 years or whatever I have under my goddamn bullet belt. And Chris might be like, I got more years than that under my bullet belt. You sure do, and you got me beat in that department. But at the same time, homeboy, how much fucking Gospel of Horns and goddamn Destroy 66 are you listening to? No, I don't like that shit, man. That's Aussie fucking garbage. Okay, that's fair enough, and that's cool. But the point being is you're not talking to those guys, and the fan base that you're talking about too, if they like your band, that you don't have a sample size. You don't know. I do. I've seen it. A lot of guys like in the Cleveland scene, and we called it the Baxter scene. They're in the brutal shit. They had no idea who fucking Sadistic Intent is. I don't see any of them anymore. They're not into this anymore. I do have a sample size, and I can say this confidently. The guys that were listening to Gospel of Horns, Sadistic Intent, Nunslaughter, they were literally buying vinyl records and patching shit at the Cleveland scene. Guess what? They're still around 20 years. That's my litmus test. Now, is it the be-all, end-all? And it's anecdotal as fuck, so it's not set in stone. It's not written in the goddamn Satanic Bible, so it's not, don't take it as complete fucking law. But I'm just saying, based on my goddamn experience, it's pretty goddamn fucking true. And I'd be willing to bet fucking money if guys like Howitzer from fucking Gospel Horns dusts off his moccasins, gets off his couch, and finally gets on my goddamn Zoom interview, or if he has Damo Bloodstorm or fucking Cemetery Urine, Corpse Molestation, guys like that, real metalists is what I'm getting at. Or if KK Warslut has some goddamn fucking some sack, and he actually comes on my channel and does an in-person interview at Metal Threat this October, I bet you if I asked them something along those lines, they might be like, oh, I never thought about it. But they'd be like, that sounds about right. They wouldn't keep, I'm pretty certain they wouldn't think, this guy's a fucking retard. What is he talking about? Like, I don't know what I ain't got the foggiest of what he's talking about. They'd be like, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Lines about lines up. So just fucking saying. So yeah, when you see the Noob kiddos, it's fine, but I'm just rolling my eyes. You won't be in this 20 years from now. Again, exceptions to the rule. 1 out of 100. But I'm around 30, so not a total newbie, but also not a true OG. Yeah, that's true. Technically, in my book, I'm not a true OG. First show I ever started going to was 1998. That was Death. It's not OG. That's newbie shit. What are you talking about? Fucking Dawn of the Dead and Athnar both saw Death in 1988 in Cleveland, 10 years before me, on Leprosy Tour. That's cool. Seeing them on gay-ass Sounds of Perseverance, that's not cool. I'll be the first to admit it. I'll sit there and say, I'm total newbie. Total newbie. So yeah, that's why if anyone that's come up after me, oh man, dude, you're still in diapers, brah. The dog's still a noob. It's something I heard from my pops, who was an OG metalist since the late 80s. Also, my suggestion is related to that prostitute disfigurement and ball madness repress you just had a video about. What about that greatness? Firstly, expedite that shit. Told easy to get on it. It's scanned in, all the stuff. Secondly, please do deeds of derangement as well. But see, there's no reason to do deeds of derangement because I think let me see if I have one here. My copy. It's done on vinyl, and I think no, I don't have here. I must have brought in the shop as well for scanning. But you know what? Let me look this up. I think we got more copies in. Granted, it's going to be flies on shit. From Niles. He sent a bunch of prostitute disfigurement CDs. I set up a trade. CDs and LPs. Like the Embalm Madness, the one version that exists, we did get those in. But yeah, it looks like dog shit compared to what ours will because it'll be ours is going to have the original cover and stuff, but nonetheless, the repress is cool to have, and I picked one up. Well, he sent one specifically for me. But let me see. I'm pretty sure, yeah, the Deeds of Derangement, we got some of those, but I think it's like 5 or so. But I will let you know here in a goddamn second. It's not even on the site, and we just got them in like this week. Behind the goddamn scenes. So I know it's checked in the system, it's just not moved over to the site. Yeah, we got Deeds of Derangement. Looks like 1 black vinyl, 1 and 1. It looks like. So hey, good luck. You're probably gonna miss out on that. By the time you see this, someone's gonna pick it up. But I mean, what I'm getting at is because we had that before a couple times. I mean, it still exists. I mean, it was done, and there was nothing. Nothing's wrong with it. Now maybe if Embalm Madness flies at the door and Deeds needs a repress, it's not out of the question. But to me, it's not as exciting because it's been done and, it has original cover, etc. But it's the best prostitute disfigurement record and one of the best DM records of all time. Yeah, the first 2 are definitely the goddamn best. The later ones, it's funny because I didn't really know them. The self-titled and, what's the other one that's in here? The self-titled and Descendants of Depravity. They're good. But then I got to get fucking Niels and ask him about that. Like, I don't know why they drastically changed to more of like a traditional death metal style, especially like the vocals. They actually are reminding me of, I'm like, who's reminding me of the band Eon, which I am a fan of Eon. But it was like, why did you like, I mean, you listen to that in Ball Madness, dude, those fucking vocals are nasty as fuck. More of like a gore grind. So it's funny because I call it a gore grind record. People are like, it's not gore grind, it's brutal death. It's like, first off, you goddamn Steve Urkel fucking suspender wearing goddamn nerds. You do realize brutal death and this gore grind shit, it's kind of the same goddamn thing in a sense. I understand that it's minute differences. If you played it to any normie, and I'm talking about a normie that even listens to some metal, let's say they like Metallica, Slayer, Iron Maiden, they'd be like, and if you told them those were 2 different genres, they would look at you like a fucking retard. What are you talking about? This is just Like Disgorge fucking Mexico. This is gore grind, bro. This prostitute disfigurement. This is This is brutal death. They'd be like, fucking oh. But granted, I use the term too, especially when it's got like gurgling vocals and shit. It's kind of when I put it as gore grind, specifically because Carcass was doing the pitch shifting guttural type vocals, and he called that kind of gore grind because no death metal bands prior or even for a while afterwards were doing it, except if they were Carcass worship bands, hence like General Surgery shit. No other bands were doing it, so that's kind of what made the difference. And hence, Prostitute Disfigurement has those really gurgling, fucking nasty, I don't know if he's using a pitch shifter or not, he probably is, vocals, hence makes it gore grind. Melting Rots, listen to those goddamn vocals. Makes it gore grind, in my opinion. When it's just low and brutal, I'm like, just brutal death metal. But again, because even David from Undergong, when he was talking about, I asked you put out anything other death metal, he's like, well, grindcore too. He's like, same shit. That's a death metal fucking fan. That's coming to. I was like, exactly, I agree. But I mean, and again, I do use the subgenre names, but you get a little too fucking nerdy when they're almost, this guy's a fucking idiot. Call this gore, it's brutal death. Dude, it's not like I called goddamn King Diamond fucking death metal. That's outlandish. Like, you put on Cannibal Corpse and then you put on King Diamond. Again, any normie, let's say they haven't heard of this. Let's say the most underground thing they heard was Slayer. Even they'd be like, oh yeah, this is just drastically fucking different. I could see why this needs a subgenre category of the metal genre in general. It needs a subcategory. That makes sense. To Scorch from California and Dead Infection to Prostitute Disfigurement, does it really need a separation? If you want to be ultra screech powers about it, you can. But and again, I somewhat do myself. But Jesus fuck, it's nothing to call out or get up in arms of. That's for goddamn Jerry. Call whatever the fuck you want, man. I really don't give a shit. Francis meeting. Paid question. Sup, dog? This is paid ski number 3 this month. I'm going to keep them coming, too, goddammit. There was 0 again today. Granted, these came in yesterday. So, but I'm spaced to ask because I'm making this the last one, too. I'm trying to do them a little bit under 20 minutes. These questions are slowing down like fuck. Dog's tired of working for goddamn free around here. He's spaced this. I think I'm going to gradually chop these down. Even Reaper was telling me, he's like, dude, he's like, look up your analytics and see what the average watch time is. He's like, just cut it down to that. I'm like, what if it's 7 minutes? Like, do 7-minute videos. I was like, granted, yeah, that works for me, but I was like, a lot of people would be fucking pissed. Fuck them. That's what the analytics are. That's his mentality. Mine, I'm trying to go a happy medium. So, but I mean, he's encouraging more and more. He's like, yeah, fuck them, dude. If that's what they're watching, and if they ain't sending you in the questions, fuck them, dude. Give them their one question. That's it. You're done for the day. It makes your job easier. I was like, it does. And I was like, oh, these and the views keep goddamn declining. I might do that too because at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, I could give 2 shits about the fucking views. It's how's it helping business? And when I see certain things like today shouting certain out, oh great, sales were great from it. Again, like with some people realize, oh, the guy's views are this, and like you do realize, dude, I don't give a fuck about viewers that don't order from us. If you're not coming to Dead by Dog, you don't send paid skis, or you're not a Hell's customer, we can still be buds. But as far as on a business side, and that's all I'm doing this for, you're useless to me. I don't give a shit if you're watching or not. I care about viewers that are into this, actual collectors, like-minded people, and that come to the goddamn company. So as long as those people are watching, some hoagie who's never placed a Hell's order in his life, and I can verify that just by your name when you email me, search his email, search his last name, and no order history. Opinion completely irrelevant to me. It means as much to me as the next door neighbor's dogs. I don't give a shit. So, anyway, fuck who. Paid ski number 3. I'm going to see Dying Fetus in the upcoming weeks, and I know you hate their hoagie, dick cheese smelling asses, but I have to see them live. Dude, put down the meth. I love Dying Fetus. My top 15, top 20 death metal albums, I literally put Destroy the Opposition in there. Dude, I own every single Dying Fetus album. You guys stop, get off the fucking drugs, man. I mean, stop taking me out of context. I says their crowd is deplorable. I bust John Gallagher's balls because he's ducking my ass like no goddamn tomorrow, and that's fine. I don't even care. But it's just fun to poke at him at this fucking point. Dude, Destroy the Opposition and Destroy the Opposition down, to me, that is elite fucking goddamn brutal death metal. Elite. I mean, purification through violence, as far as brutal death metal without any of the hardcore elements, and before it got a little bit more polished and shit like that. Dude, the opening song, Blunt Force Trauma, Are you fucking kidding me? That shit whips its fucking cock out and jacks off in your fucking face. That is a phenomenal goddamn song. Raped on the Altar, Skull Fucked. Dude, amazing record. The Infatuation with Malevolence disc was the demo, the EP, Bathe in Entrails demo. That shit is fucking awesome. Killing on it, but my two favorite things I listen to most is Killing on Adrenaline. Favorite song is probably the title track and Intentional Manslaughter, in case you happen to give a fuck. And then Destroy the Opposition. Destroy the Opposition is probably my fave, but Killing is very close. Destroy the Opposition, every song on there is super fucking good. Probably the most song nobody brings up, because everybody brings up, Praise the Lord of Opium Masses and the title track and Pissing in the Mainstream. But, dude, I love the song In Times of War. And I even have the Japanese bonus track, Reduced to Slavery. Fantastic song. So, I bought the new album. Dude, what the fuck? I had the box set version. I bought it when it came out. The box set CD and the goddamn, and the, look at all, I got all these later albums by these homeboys. Wrong one to duck with? I have them all. Like, what are you talking about? Now, these ones are shit I know much less. Pretty much after Stop at Nothing is, I don't know as well. I'm a little hazy. On the new album, what is it? Thrown Back in the Van, or Throw Me Back in the Van? That was like my favorite song. Quick and fucking whatever. Throw in the Back of the Van, some shit like that. That was a great song. I just think their fan base is a bunch of fucking posers. Like, you go to a Dying Fetus show, I'm telling you right now, as far as true metalheads, let's say there's 400 people in there, I'm telling you right now, there's 30 true metalheads there. The rest is fucking just wigger ass, basketball hoop shooting fucking just fucking posers, dude. And they won't be in this 20 years from now, and they damn sure have no idea who Nunslaughter, Sadistic Intent, and Deceased are. That's for goddamn sure. Just complete fucking posers. Fan base, absolutely want to go Predator fucking 1, Jesse Ventura minigun fucking style on in that goddamn crowd with the fucking Aliens 2 fucking flamethrower right after. But the music, the band, this shit's fucking awesome, dude. Killer band name too. Their lyrics, again, Destroy the Opposition, especially Destroy the Opposition. Love the lyrics. They're much more political, but damn fucking true. That's for goddamn sure. My question is what is your process to determine beginner metalheads from posers? Beginner metalheads, guys that are trying to learn from the older guys, like yours truly, or guys even older than me, and they're not, they take the knowledge, they go and listen to it, and then they make up their own mind. They don't just agree with the opinion because they're supposed to. Posers are they're pretending to be into shit, and they're buying t-shirts only to look cool. They're listening to what their friends like. They're only listening to shit around. And it's just not truly in their heart. And the biggest thing is time will tell. Again, if they're 16 now, come see me when you're 30, 32 years old. Are you still into this? You going to shows? Are you still buying records, CDs? Are you still living the lifestyle? No, you're not. All right, well, then you were a poser all along. Because, you don't get out of pizza and you don't get out of fucking. So why would you get out of, like, if you truly like this, you wouldn't get out of it. So time will tell. I know both of them don't listen to underground bands, but with time, I'm sure the beginners will find them out on their own and will fall in love with them. They would find out about tons of underground shit if they listen to the goddamn Dawg. Whereas the posers will just be like, the vocals are too harsh. No, that's just people. That's not posers. That's just people that just aren't into extreme music. And that's fine. I don't want them into it anyways. Anyways, thanks a lot and keep up the good work. Frank, it's meeting on the goddamn thing. So Frank, we'll just leave it at that, goddamn it. So, and the goddamn there. Come to a surgery, look at the combat scares, present warning. And don't forget them goddamn paid skis. These videos, oh, grab this one went over 20 still, goddamn. But I'm just saying, I'm only fucking knocking out a couple, spacing them out, because fucking shit's slim pickings. Even on order questions they haven't been sending, at least nothing I can go over. Just shit I've answered 10 million times. There's nothing to say about this. Your Dead by Dog ticket, god damn, that's getting motherfucking close. And your J-Dog slogan shirt, even that fresh off the press, brand new Lead Dog, Profo J-Dog slogan shirts in the goddamn description box with that rough, that fucking tough fucking back phrase. Gotta get that one. Mama's gonna hate it, just the way the dog loves it. Later, Bubbles.